17 Newsmakers now, and Bakersfield Police Chief Terry is joining us in studio. Chief, thanks so much for being in with us. We appreciate it.
Good morning.
We want to begin by talking about a story we covered here on 17 News last week. Your department had released new details about a crash that happened on June 17th between a BPD car and a pedestrian. The pedestrian was killed. It happened on South Union Avenue in the middle of the night. The officers were responding to an auto theft call, and the driver hit and killed 27-year-old Brandon Gabriel Flores while Flores was walking outside of a crosswalk. So in the footage, the BPD cruiser has headlights on, but not lights and sirens. In response, the family has filed a claim against the city. I know the department referred us last week to the city's attorney's office for comment on the case. But I wanted to ask you more generally about policy in regards to officers' use of lights and sirens when they are responding to a call. What are the standards?
Basically, in a nutshell, when officers are going to exceed the rules of the road, they're required to turn on their emergency lights and sirens. It's very difficult in the circumstances in the environment, and we're working to specify each individual type of event. Very often when you're responding to burglaries in progress, you don't want to alert the people in progress or that are committing the crime to know that you were there. And so the officers have to balance the public safety needs and the desire and the necessity for us to apprehend people as well. So it's constantly a balance that you have to evaluate. But by policy, basically, when you're going to exceed the rules of the road, exceed the speed limits, driving in a way that could endanger someone else or others, to alert them, you're to have your lights and sirens on.
In regards to this specific case, can you tell us anything about how fast the officers were going that morning?
That investigation is still ongoing, and I haven't reviewed it yet, so I can't draw any conclusions from it as of yet.
So in this specific case, the man who was hit was crossing a dark street. It was outside of a crosswalk. It was the middle of the night. However, as of last year, crossing outside of a crosswalk or jaywalking is actually legal in California if it's reasonably deemed safe.
Right.
Is the department looking into changing any policy on use of lights and sirens in regard to these legal changes?
Every time we have an incident like this, not just a serious one where someone loses their life like this, but other types of accidents, things that impact our delivery of service to the public, we're constantly evaluating our policies, and we'll certainly do that as part of this investigation.
All right, Chief. Let's talk about the fair, which opens 1 week from today. Your department handles security there. What are you doing to get ready?
We're getting ready. Exactly that. We're excited for it. I'm glad to hear that the weather might be a little bit more favorable, but it is something that we want our community to be able to come out and enjoy. And so we take very seriously our responsibilities there. I want the public to know that it's not going to impact any staffing on the street, calls for service and that sort of thing. We're staffing up in a way that won't impact that. We certainly have assistance from the Kern County Sheriff and also from some neighboring agencies that are going to provide some manpower in order for us to do that. Our headquarters will still be in Harvest Hall. That's where the reunification for lost children or people that get separated from families, that will be the location for it. One of the new things that we have this year, we partnered with Escondido Police, and they are loaning us one of their sky towers. So you may have seen it at Disneyland and some of these other places where it's an elevated position, but it's manned, where there's a compartment where officers can be, and you can have observation of a large area. And so we've borrowed that from them this year, so that'll be one of the new things that we've implemented for security.
Is there anything that you're ever particularly worried about during the time of the fair?
Yeah, whenever you have large gatherings of people, you're always concerned about a wide variety of things. I mean, certainly September 11th comes to mind. We're talking about this kind of stuff today. And it's our responsibility to really look across the broad spectrum of possibilities and be prepared for those kinds of things. And so, yes, when you have large events and large crowds, we try to be ready for just about everything.
All right, and 1 week from today, that will be the day as the Kern County Fair kicks off. Chief, thank you for coming in this morning. We appreciate it. We'll be right back.